Go yard. I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new guap, where that thing. Bitches on my line, and you know that.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to tell you about the job interview. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is VERIALFANDI and my student number is STE2-223-0X9. First of all, a job interview is the main purpose of job interview. A job interview is a selection process used be organized to help determine whether a job candidate has the necessary knowledge and skill and abilities to the job. It might be used to see if there is a good fit between the applicant and organization from a standpoint of culture and values. And next, importance of job interview. Whenever companies want to hire new employees, they want to ensure they onboard the best talent as a part of the recruitment process. A lot of candidates apply for a job and many are shortlisted for a discussion. The discussion between a company recruiter and the candidate is known as a job interview. Through a job interview, a recruiter can get to know the candidate better in terms of his or her personality, knowledge, skill, experience, etc. Post an interview discussion, the recruiter is in a position to take some decision about the candidate. Job interview assessment. The basis objective of an interview is to test, evaluate, and assess a candidate for a particular job profile. Some of the key traits which interview look to evaluate in candidate are 1. Personal type. 3. General trait include overall personality, mental ability, comment language, confidence, etc. And 2. Experiential trait. Job interview help understanding the real life experience a candidate has had from his part job and education in terms of discussion making, leadership, stake, wake, sis, etc. And 3. Core skill. An interview seeks to evaluate the core skill, knowledge, and abilities which an employee must possess to perform the job. All these elements or traits are assessed as a part of the job interview process. What happens during a job interview? 1. Phone interview. Typical, the first step of an interview process. A phone screen is somewhat introductory and usually lasts between 10 and 30 minutes. 2. And next two. Unsud third interview. A more casual interview approach. This format is a good opportunity for you to show off your conversational and social skills. And 3. Behavioral interview. Focus on evaluating how you perform in certain situations. This interview typically makes as job applicant questions starting with what if and tell me about them when. And the next four, start interview. An employer's attempt to see how you will respond when placed under pressure. More than ever, it's essential to stay calm. And number five, final interview, where a candidate is questioned by a group of company employees at onset. The final interview still is often used so to save time by eliminating the need for multiple rounds. Number six, video interview. A standard interview expense conducted of video conferencing software. It is especially important to show your personality as displaying likability during a video interview is more challenging. And how to prepare for a job interview? 1. Research the company. Researching the company can show interview that you understand them, what they offer, and that your goals align with their mission. 2. Print your resume. Interview often refer to your resume when in an interview. Printing several copies can prepare you if there are several interviewers and can help you ensure you have a copy to reference. 3. Prepare question. Al- Although interviewer can ask you several questions about your experience and skill. Preparing question can show you interest in their company. Tips of job interview. 1. One-on-one interview. One-on-one interview or traditional interview take place in person and involve a conversation between of interview and on candidate. 2. Group interview. Group interview involving multiple candidates being interviewed at the same time for one or more job positions. 3. Panel interview. Panel interview involves a group of multiple interviews questioning a single candidate. And number 4. Remote video interview. Remote video interview are when an interview conducts the interview over a video call, often because the candidate being interviewed lives in another place. And next, phone interview. Phone interview are a type of interview often used to screen candidates before inviting them for an in-person or, or video interview. And the next Uts interview. Uts interview or restaurant interview take place with the interviewer and candidate at together at a restaurant. Behavioral interview. Behavioral interview assess your performance in specific situation work. Competition-based interview. Competency-based interview assess a candidate's skill and competencies. And stress interview. Stress interview assess how a candidate responds to extreme pressures and unexpected situations. And the last, informal interview. Informal interview are less structured, structured interview that resume casual conversation. So that's the expansion about the job interview. If you have any question, you can ask me private. Thank you.
Bring it down, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new block.